Yeah, I'm like, my skin is looking better. Yeah, I got Mexican. Was it too? Some of you knuckleheads. Yeah, I know. What is that? When I used to work at a very democratic company, wink, wink, nudge, 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 wink. Yeah, I know all too well. I got a little peak just right. I know. What is that saying when you're whitewashed just enough, but in a good way or right ways and shit or whatever? That's why I'm not a white supremacist. That's why I'm not Hitler. Shame on me, right? Nine! Nine! I know when you have like really ethnic people and they cringe on just the fact that you're like you listen to you more, I don't know, dance house music that's of like the Espana origins and shit or whatever else. I know, like it's so cringe. It's so hard to stomach. It's so uncool and it's so bad. But it's like, well, reggaeton is like is all good. It's so in and like all this shit, right? You know what's weird too? When I was never that person too to like diss on them for like their music and shit, even though maybe I wasn't like that crazy about it or some shit. Isn't that weird? Or the people that are of melanin or whatever, even on the lighter end, and they're still constantly buttering up more to the melanin. Like they're kissing ass and shit. Yeah, I know, they make me cringe as all shit. Should I really get down to the nitty gritty and open my mouth on the reality of the cringe and hypocrisy and all its manifestations? I know I'm a threat. In actuality, that's why people don't like me. Oh, you're right. When I get emotions, they're not all mine. So do tell me uh how much certain individuals within the collective at any given point in time think I need to be schooled so much. No, really. Yeah, I know the people that what is that, want to just keep demonizing anything with European. Yeah, it's just the bad guy or so bad or you should be so ashamed or it's just racist, like all these things. Like that's straight up weirdo shit, isn't it? Mind you, you never actually have to be someone with a quote unquote criminal background or have even lifted a finger to hurt anyone of color because, God forbid you are raised by a melanated woman or mother. Why would you treat mistreat anyone or disrespect them if they were nothing but kind to you? Not only that, knew how to cook and knew how to dress right and talk right and were educated. Right. I know it's like I wasn't supposed to embrace it or some shit, and they still be looking at me like, "Oh, you so whitewash, you so gringo, that's so uncool. That means you're racist and you're just a hater and like all this shit and whatever." Try figuring out the fact that I ate, and still to this day, with my whitewashed gringo ass, still eat more Mexican food than my mom. Wait? She actually ate more Italian food, believe it or not. She did used to put, some people might be interested in this. I'm going to share it because it is actually legitimately tasty. Tacos with sprinkled Parmesan cheese on top. That's what she used to do. And I know for a fact it tasted good. So she knew what the fuck she was doing. Yeah, man. What the fuck? I know, I was already got a taste of the very liberal companies, mind you. Not only that, let's get this out of the way. I was never political ever. Yes, I've had a statue of Baphomet before. I don't want to hear it from people. And yes, I was an atheist before. Non believer turns spontaneous believer. So I'm going to throw that out there too. To those that really need to be filled in on this inside scoop, mind you, in regards to pertaining to myself in the said physical flesh vessel of sorts. But yeah, I know. I can't foresee being any other way but, the whitewashed. Melanin included, not excluded. Yeah, I know. It's like they be getting at you and shit. Like, oh, God forbid she look at herself. Should I start talking like these like sassy, prissy ass bras and shit with their big long freaking spirit fingers, spider fingers and shit, casting spells and shit at me or whatever? Should I start acting like them? Should I get on their level? Be like, oh no, you need to be able to relate with us. Then you could be in with the cool clique and shit, with the cool kids. Don't be now and individuating too much or be too whitewashed. Because then you ain't speaking our language because we're all perpetually stuck in the 90s and shit. Huh? Yeah, I know. They're afraid that some of these people, I'll fill you in on this shit. They're afraid to be themselves. I tell you now. I tell you now. No, not that face. Do not misconstrue it. Misconstrue it with the beehole face. What's that meme with Christ and the blunt? Yeshua and the blunt. She admitted the melanin one rose up. She's been admitting to that for a while. But knuckleheads, there's two of them because I seen it. Cause God don't lie, and you see it with your fucking third eye and shit. And the fact that less melanin is less likely to be biased. Tell me about the pros and cons of it all. Why it's mathematically set up and arranged in a certain way. Huh? They act like your ancestors really had no fucking clue what they're doing just for their divide and conquers and shit. That's okay, man. You guys keep doing whatever you're fucking gonna do and shit. Just sit back, blah, blah, blah. I know my grandpa, he's laughing in his grave. He's like, these fucking bandejos and shit. They're really picking on her and shit. Yeah, I know. To whom it applies. Doesn't apply to everyone. I know, España is all so bad. I know, Sephardic Jews and you guys eating the pork meat. Oh, God. Yeah, I know. And then they're like, oh, it's the Titans. Could the people that were corrupted be direct descendants of Titans and primordials? The ones that eat the pork. Come on, it's just math. Ah, I know. I've been like really, really drinking the what is it? Chai, chamba chai. Yeah, tell me about it. Oh, I know. Crikey, shnikey. I know. Tell me about the. I. This is not going to concern or pique everybody, just everyone's interest, mind you. Yes, I know, very masculine. That is from we got Ramadan. Was it you got Brahma, Ramadan? Yeah, what is it? The ginger. That's that's Odin. Yeah, I know. It's like they act like it's such this bad thing or whatever. I'm like, who and what and the fuck and what incarnation? Like, yeah, I know. You realize and wonder like what the hell rock you crawled out of, let alone other people too. Mind you, individuation is beauty in and of itself. Whether or not I care for manifestations is irrelevant. Yeah. What is that too in the end of the day? Like your intellect and whatever and your character and whatever speaks for itself anyway. You know. What's that maturity? Less of the superficial, shallow vanity crap or whatever. But I get it though. Yes, like it's a whitewashed Mexican. Yeah, besides what I found interesting too with yeah, I know I don't play like favoritisms and size, but also you're less likely to when you already are in predisposition to lift up melanin anyway. Yeah, but I know I find it amusing with people that feel a need to like um kind of like butter up to it or whatever more and shit. Kind of begs the question like what's genuine versus disgenuine and shit. Ass kissers. What's that 9 Inch Nails song? Starfuckers Incorporated. Yeah, I know. I was like mesmerized by the Nazi hypno television as a little girl. First seeing a closer music video on the said MTV channel. Yeah, I know. To give people an idea of where I do indeed stand. Now, um, everything merges at the center towards the center, and everything that's not so nice and not pretty merges with what? Love. I figured I'd throw that one out there. But yeah, you can, it's kind of almost like you can only get kind of like I don't know what you want to call it, uh like part of that personality to me, no offense, it's like that's Enlil. Yeah, Odin, Enlil, whatever people want to call it, shit like that. Yeah, that's the I know it's like Steve Urkel. It's like Steve Urkel meets Odin, like straight up. Yeah, cause like very dorky shit. Yeah, I know, cause it was like that's how my brother and I were when we were kids. It's more like that. If I had to like sum it up and explain it in a nutshell, it's like a very Aryan Nordic extraterrestrial and or extraterrestrials meets like Steve Urkel, to give people an idea. So it's like what is it, Lord of the Rings? Yeah, it's like that meets Steve Urkel. Yeah, the nerd or whatever. I got coffee, but it's like I'm babysitting it. I don't know. I'll see if I'll post this or not. I'll probably wait till tomorrow. Yeah, man. Yeah, I know. I don't think I've ever really cared for like people that are just they're like stuck in specific timelines. You can tell like their entire personality is like based off of it and built off of it and shit. I mean, mind you, these are my opinions, so you know, people have the right to free will and to cultivate and make whatever their own. solely their own, I get it. I'm not here to tell people what to do or what not to do. No, quite frankly, I don't really give a shit. Yeah, but yeah, it's like they're so stuck in that, and it's different people too. But you can tell it's like, what is that? It's the monkey sees, monkey does, and birds of a feather flock together, because it's like they're. It's almost like you got to wonder: is that really their identity, or is it more or less something that they're doing because it's would be deemed cool and more acceptable? Just figured I'd throw that out there. Leave it to Honey Badger. Give no fucks over here, but figured I'd throw that out there because, in one sense, it can be truly your identity. In another sense, to me, if you ask me, it's more of monkey see, monkey do's, and doing what's popular and what would be deemed more acceptable by people. Just figured I'd throw it out there. Fine line between opinion, my personal opinion versus the reality of reality, I guess. But yeah, it's like, what is that? There's people that are just, it's like they're perpetually stuck in like certain timelines, and that's what makes their identity or whatever. Yeah, straight up. It's like it's almost kind of like they're more focused on what playing along with the Joneses or something versus like going far back enough or some shit. Granted, mind you, my identity or avatar is going to differ from others. So, but it's kind of just like, I do feel like that to a degree with some people. Place it where it goes. Or some groups or cliques of people, as I call them, or whatever. Yeah, they're just kind of like, what is that too? I know with some people, they'll never accept you because you're just not like, you're not really, it's like you're not big into whatever they're big into or whatever their clique is into and shit like that. But I've known about that stuff for a while. This is all actually like high school shit. Yeah, because it was like I was always that antisocial person in high school anyway. Yeah, hence why my mother's mother told my mom that I was growing up too fast. Yeah, she like warned her or whatever. She's growing up too fast and shit. I know, Gudetama. I used to go to so many anime conventions. I want to hear it from you people. Yeah, but I wouldn't cosplay as characters like other people would. I would just do like my own weird thing, I guess. Yeah, there was plenty of times where I was like, chubby or whatever. Yeah, like dark, really darky or whatever. But I would do the work. I would do the fashion and make the clothes and shit. Like actually sew things. I knew how to use a sewing machine and everything. Yeah, and I would work with like hard to sew materials. What is it? Vinyls and plastics or whatever you want to call it. Shit like that. Yeah, so, I don't know. I used to walk around, what is that, like Lady Gaga? Yeah, with all the big heels and shit. So I know all too well about all that. So, yeah, I know. I sung that, what is the song Alejandro or whatever? Yeah, I know. I sung it, but it was weird because it was like, I would say it's like you sing it and it like triggers something in you. But it's like it basically more or less it's like it takes that specific musician, artist, vocalist, or what do you want to call it? Yeah, or writer, whatever. 1919 to do that, it to like trigger something out of you or something. That's what I think about it all in the end, more or less, or whatever. But I don't know. I never used to sing or anything like that, so I wasn't. I used to get told by an ex-husband. It's like I'm not trying to keep talking about exes at all, really, but it's just cause it's like point of reference or whatever, and because I was always around musicians and shit. So before, so this was like right now. It's the first husband that I wasn't a musician or whatever for me. Yeah. But no, I didn't. I was told by the friend of the husband to sing or whatever, but yeah, I'm not into what is that for me personally, it's like not my style anyway. Granted, I used to do hip hop dancing or whatever. Yeah, it's like I respect people that can do that stuff, but I leaned more to pole dancing, some contortion, not a lot, not like some ladies. They're like really good at it. The aerial silks and aerial hoop or whatever, I did briefly. Like I took a little bit of class or whatever. Or I had worked alongside porn stars or whatever. Yeah, but was not doing like actual porn or anything, but at the porn conventions and shit where it's still like PG-13, so you're still in an outfit or whatever. More like go-go dancing kind of thing. Yeah, so burlesque too or shit like that. But I don't know. Yeah, I was never. What was that? I don't think, in actuality, when I really look back, I. Oh, so on the singing, no, I'm not into the. What is that? Oh, Aaliyah and whomever else. What is that? R&B or hip hop? Yeah, that's not my style. No, I'm like, that's why I'm like, why are people throwing me in that category? Yeah, because I'm like nothing like them or whatever. It's like you can have respect for people and their styles and their uniqueness or whatever, but it doesn't mean, basically, it doesn't mean like you want to be them, doesn't mean that you're trying to be them or shit like that. Yeah, so that's why I was like, I was confuzzled or whatever. I'm like, why are people putting me in this like bracket or comparing me to them or whatever? Yeah, because it's like you just know, like, you're not like them or whatever. Yeah, so it's like you can respect people. But yes, I was more of a fan of so and so compared to another one. Yeah, I noticed that for melanin women, it was always Beyonce. I noticed that like a while ago. But I'm just gonna be real. I'm gonna be honest. This might trigger some people. I never paid attention to her. She's gonna probably hate me for this. I liked, what was that? Aaliyah. That's just my personal thing. Everyone's got their own whatever. What is that? Doja Cat. And who else is there? You've got Cardi B, Nicki Minaj, and there's another one. Rihanna. I liked her. She's probably on the top for me. Yeah. So, Yeah, so, to be like real or whatever. That's just me though, my preferences and shit. It's my opinion. It doesn't mean that's like the ultimate whatever and shit. I'm just one being here. Yeah. So, that's my ones I got into more. So, but I'm trying to think.